Okay, good morning friends. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பார்க்க போறது செல் யூனிட் ஆஃப் லைஃப். Okay, cell the unit of life. So cell unit of life. Okay, முதல்ல study of cells. Okay, study of cells. இது வந்து cytology அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம். Okay, study of cells பத்தி நம்ம படிச்சோம் அப்படினா cytology இல்ல அப்படினா அது cell biology அப்படினு சொல்லலாம். Okay, study of cells and the structure and the functions அது வந்து study. First cell யார் டிஸ்கவர் பண்ணா? ராபர்ட் குக். Okay, Robert Cook first time the cell he discovered it. Okay, discovered by Robert Cook. Okay, and first time the cell identified, okay, through microscope. Okay, microscope this identified. Okay, முதல்ல மைக்ரோஸ்கோப் மூலமா செல்லை பார்த்தவங்க வந்து ஆண்டன் லூவன் காக். Okay, ஸோ இவர் தான் முதல்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மைக்ரோஸ்கோப் மூலயமா இந்த செல்லை பார்த்தாரு. அதனால ஹீ இஸ் த ஃபாதர் ஆஃப் மைக்ரோஸ்கோபி. தென் ராபர்ட் ப்ரவுன் என்கிறவர் என்ன பண்ணார் அப்படின்னா நியூக்ளியஸை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிஸ்கவர் பண்ணார். ராபர்ட் ப்ரவுன். ஸோ நியூக்ளியஸை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிஸ்கவர் பண்ண. அடுத்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த ஓம்னிஸ் செல்லுலா செல்லுலா. ஓகே, ப்ரீ எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் லைஃப். ஓகே, ப்ரீ எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் லைஃப் இது சொன்னவங்க வந்து விர்சோ. முதல்ல பார்த்தோம் செல் பற்றி படிக்கிற ஸ்டடி ஆஃப் செல்ஸ் பார்த்தோம், சைட்டாலஜி இல்லை செல் பயாலஜி அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டோம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செல்லை டிஸ்கவர் பண்ணவர் ராபர்ட் குக். ராபர்ட் ப்ரவுன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நியூக்ளியஸை டிஸ்கவர் பண்ணார். ஓம்னிஸ் செல்லுலா செல்லுலே ப்ரீ எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் லைஃப்பை பற்றி படித்த வெர்சோ. இந்த செல்லை மைக்ரோஸ்கோப்பி மூலியமாக பார்த்து அது செல்லுன்னு சொல்லி கண்டுபிடிச்சவர் வந்து ஆண்டன் வான் லியோன்காக். இவர் தான் ஃபாதர் ஆஃப் மைக்ரோஸ்கோப்பி அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொல்கிறாங்க. தென் வாட் இஸ் செல்? ஓகே, இது சொல்லிட்டே போகிறீங்களே சார், வாட் இஸ் செல்? செல்லுனா என்ன? ஓகே, செல் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி யோசித்தோம் அப்படின்னா ஓகே செல் it is okay, it's a complex one. Okay, highly organized, complex one and highly organized. Cell is a complex one and highly organized. They have a genetic blueprint. Okay, genetic blueprint they have. Okay, it's a complex one, highly organized and genetic blueprint. Okay, and they arise from the division of cell. Okay, arise from the division of cell. Cell, it's a complex structure, highly organized, genetic blueprint. They are able to exact copy of the parent. They can reproduce, and this arise from the division of cell. Cell division, through cell division they divide the cell. Okay, and based on the cell they have produced a theory it's called cell theory. Okay, the theory which we call as Thiel theory. The theory what talk about this theory is, okay, first it proved by M.J. Sladen. M.J. Sladen. M.J. Sladen and Swan. Okay, these two member. Okay, so M.J. Sladen, okay, and Swan, he proposed the theory which is called as cell theory. Okay, according to that what is the theory? All living organisms, okay, all living organism made up of cell. All living organisms, so whatever it be, unicellular or multicellular, or it is made up of cells. So the theory is proposed by Sladen and Swan. So first what they said that all living organisms made up of cell, and the cell, okay, what is cell we are telling, that is it's a structural and functional unit, okay, functional unit of organism. Okay, it's a structural and functional unit. So living organism, it's made up of cell. Again, this cell, it is a structure and functional unit. And finally, the cell, it's produced from pre-existing, okay, pre-existing one. So it is arise from this already the cell which is present there, it will be developed one. Okay, so these are the things, cell theory. Okay, cell theory, it is a living cell, all made up of cell. So structural functional unit, pre-existing one. Okay, and when we move to the cell, okay, so the cell it is divided into two category normally. Okay, one is the cell which we called as cell, okay, that's unicellular. The cell, it might be unicell, okay, unicellular or else multicellular. This is a simple concept, okay, you know already. Okay, so unicell, it is they have a single cell. This is more than one cell. Okay, more than one cell, which is called, okay, very smallest smallest cell which is called mycoplasma. Okay, mycoplasma, already I said it, mycoplasma, which is, okay, 0.2 micron in size. Okay, 0.2 micron in size. The mycoplasma already we also called as the mycoplasma, also called PPLO. PPLO means fluoropneumonia like organisms. Okay, so mycoplasma, they don't have a cell wall. Cell wall is absent. Pleomorphic, they exchange the shape whatever they wanted. They create problem in plants and animals. So mycoplasma, very smallest living organism in the world. Means, okay, so then, so largest is one, okay, largest cell, which is one cell, which is called ostrich egg. Okay, this is the largest, very smallest cell, mycoplasma, and this largest cell, multicellular, it is ostrich egg. This is the largest cell in the world. Okay, so smallest cell, mycoplasma, and largest one. Okay, then, and the cell, okay, cell, it is divided into unicellular and multicellular. The cell is further they divide into two main category. Either the cell, whatever I have it, either it is in the form of, in the cell in the form of prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Okay, so pro means, okay, this is a Greek word. Pro means, okay, primitive. U means true nucleus. Karyo means nucleus. Okay, karyo means nucleus. So it is a primitive organism. Okay, main thing is when we look at this prokaryotic and eukaryotic, this they have a true nucleus is absent, which is present over here. And second one is membrane bound organelles. Okay, is, okay, absent, like, okay, mitochondria. Okay, so membrane bound or mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, plastid. These things, it is absent in prokaryotic, but here all are present. Okay, and they have a 70S ribosome, here 80S ribosome. Okay, and this membrane bound organelle here double strand structure. Okay, double layer structure, is double strand structure. Okay, true nucleus is absent, here presence. So membrane bound organelles, it's present in eukaryotic, here absent is one. Okay, and the example when you look at bacteria, okay, PGA, blue green algae, or cyanobacteria. Here plants, and animal. Okay, so other than that you can also lot of points there, but as I'm focusing this two key points. Okay, so the true nucleus, it's absent. It is instead of nucleus they have a nucleolus. Okay, they have a, this is called genophore. Okay, nucleophore, or we call as genophore, which is present in this one. Okay, right? So I said that the cell, they divide into unicellular and multicellular. They are smallest and longest, and the cell further divide into, based on the nucleus, further divide into prokaryotic and eukaryotic. And the cell which is present nucleus or absent its nucleus, and membrane bound organelle is present or not present. Based on this, the prokaryotic and eukaryotic divide. And the further the cell, they divide into whatever cell, either prokaryotic or eukaryotic. The cell it divide into another two categories. Either the cell, it might be a plant cell or it might be a animal cell. Cell which I have it, either it might a plant cell or else it's an animal cell. Okay, so what is the difference between plant cell and animal cell? Okay, when you look at the cell, okay, cell wall, okay, made up of cellulose plus polysaccharide. Okay, cell wall, it's made up of cellulose and polysaccharide, but here cell wall is absent. Cell wall is absent. Then an plasmodesmata, okay, with channel of pores, but here you don't have a plasmodesmata, it is absent. So cell wall is absent, plasmodesmata also absent, and centriole and centromere, okay, centriole and centromere, okay, or centrosome are absent in plant cell, but here they are present. Animal cell, they have a centriole is present and centrosome also present. So next, when we move to this, the storage material, they store starch and fatty compound. Here they can store glycogen and fat compound. So next, when you move to this, okay, they have a glycosomes, it's present, glycosome present, here absent, excuse me, lysosome absent in plant cell, present in animal cell. So these are the difference between this plant cell and animal cell. Previously we saw what is the difference between this prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Now we are looking at this, what is the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell, it is made up of cellulose and polysaccharide, plasmodesmata is present, centriole, centromere, centrosome is absent, starch, it's fat, it's a stored food material, glycosome is present, and lysosome is absent. When you come to this animal cell, the cell wall is absent, plasmodesmata absent, and the centromere and the centrosome is present. Glycogen is fat, is a reserve food material in animal cell, and this glycosome is absent, and lysosome is present in the animal cell. So this is the variation between this animal cell and plant cell. Now we move to this, what are the organelles which is present inside the cell. We are going to see one by one. கீ இதில் என்னென்ன ஆர்கனல்ஸ்லாம் இருக்குது, அது இதனுடைய ஃபங்க்ஷன் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். டோன்ட் ஃபர்கெட் இட். இதில் மெயினாக கேள்வி வருது என்ன ஆர்கன், நியூக்ளியஸா, சைட்டோபிளாசமா, எண்டோபிளாஸ்மிக் ரெட்டிகுலமா, ரைபோசோமா, அது என்ன விதமான ஆர்கானிசம், ஓகே, என்ன ஆர்கனல்ஸ், பட் வாட் இஸ் அ ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ், ஓகே, என்ன ஆர்கனல்ஸ், என்ன ஃபங்க்ஷன், வாட் இஸ் அ ஃபங்க்ஷன் இட் இஸ் டூயிங் இட், ஓகே, அதை நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன் இஸ் we move to this nucleus. Okay, nucleus. இந்த nucleus யார் கண்டுபிடிச்சார்னு ஏற்கனவே சொல்லிட்டேன். Okay, the nucleus, okay, discovered by Robert Brown. Okay, the nucleus is discovered by Robert Brown. So what its shape? They are either in a spherical shape. The nucleus is either spherical and largest cell, okay, of largest cell organelles. Okay, and they are double layer. Okay, they are spherical or largest cell organelles, and they are double layer. Okay, and they have a granular matrix. Okay, and they have chromatin network. Okay, so this is the nucleus. Nucleus is a spherical, double layer, granular matrix, and chromatin material. What is the function? What is the function this nucleus is doing it? When you look at this, is mainly for growth and development of the organism. So when the organism want to grow, the nucleus is essential, and the organism want to develop, this is its very nucleus. Okay, and the growth and development of this organism. What is the growth? In the growth in the form of reproduction. Okay, growth and development in the form of reproduction. Growth in the form of growth and development in the form of metabolisms. Okay, anabolism and catabolism work, and growth in the form of this reproduction and metabolisms, right, and growth in the form of behavior. So main function of this nucleus, it is helpful for the reproduction, it is helpful for metabolism, it is helpful for behavioral changes which is occur in this one. Okay, and other than that, this nucleus synthesize and store RNA. Don't forget it. The nucleus synthesize and store RNA material. This is which is we called as. Okay, and next move to this. Okay, this is a nucleus. Next we are going to, okay, nucleus is a spherical, double layer, granular matrix. It's helpful for growth and development. And the growth is just helpful for reproduction. It is helpful for metabolism. It is helpful for behavior synthesis. Other than that, this nucleus will be able to synthesize and store RNA material. Now we move. Okay, next we move to this. Okay, chromosome. Okay, chromosome, it's a rod and thread like, okay, rod and thread like structure. It is a chromosome like, so this is a chromosome, rod and thread like structures. Okay, rod and thread like structure. Okay, so it's a network of nucleoprotein. Okay, so it is a rod and thread like structure. It's a network of nucleoprotein fiber. Okay, so this is a chromosome. Okay, what are the types which is present? Okay, either it may be acentric, or it might be a monocentric, okay, or bicentric, dicentric. All right, the next one is, okay, polycentric. Okay, so this based on the number of chromosome. Okay, based on the number of chromosome, which is either it is there is no number, it is acentric, one is present monocentric, if it is two, it is dicentric, more than 2, which is called as polycentric, we called as, okay. And this is we called as the chromosome, okay. This is based on the number, okay, and this based on the position where it is located, where it is situated, okay. எங்க உட்கார்ந்திருக்கு அப்படிங்கறத வச்சு ஃபர்தரா பிரிக்கறாங்க, okay. So position they are divided into category, okay. Sub metacentric, telocentric, okay, submetacentric, telocentric, acrocentric, okay. So super numerary or B chromosomes, limited, okay, or large L chromosomes, like it goes, okay. So based on the number, iacentric, monocentric, dicentric, polycentric, submetacentric, based on the position, submetacentric, telocentric, acrocentric, supernumerary, limited in stage, okay. This is a position. Further, they have a specialized some chromosomes, okay, are present. One is polytene, okay, polytene, okay, chromosomes, or else Lamb-Bruce chromosome, then Mega chromosome. These three are very specialized chromosome, okay. Sometimes it may chances to ask here, okay, the polytene chromosomes, Lamb-Bruce chromosome, and Mega chromosomes. Polytene chromosome, it is also called as salivary, okay, glands chromosome, salivary glands chromosomes, which is, okay. So it is discovered by Balbiani, okay. So Balbiani, okay, so polytene chromosome, it is present in salivary glands, okay. So it is discovered by Balbiani. Lamb-Bruce chromosomes, okay, Lamb-Bruce chromosome, it is discovered by Fleming, okay. The Lamb-Bruce chromosome discovered by Fleming, where he discovered amphibian oocyte, which is present, okay. Chromosome, it is a thread-like rod-shaped structures. Based on the number, the chromosome acrocentric, monocentric, dicentric, and polycentric. Based on the position, it is submeta, telocentric, acrocentric, supernumerary, limited chromosome. Some special type of chromosome which is present. One is polytene chromosomes or salivary glands chromosomes. It is discovered by Balbiani. And Lamb-Bruce chromosome, it is discovered by Fleming. It is amphibian oocyte they discovered, or else Mega chromosome, which is present in that one. So now we have seen it what is cell wall, okay, and we have seen it we have seen it nucleus, and we have seen it chromosomes. Now we move to this next one is, okay, the cell wall, okay. Cell wall, okay, cell wall, it is a rigid one, mainly non-living. Cell wall is non-living, rigid, and they are productive, okay. Main purpose of the cell wall is production of this one, okay, cell wall. And they have a three main particles is present, okay. Primary cell wall, okay, secondary cell wall, tertiary cell wall, and middle lamella. The cell wall consists of this four main things or four main areas: primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, and tertiary cell wall. Okay, this which is present in the cell wall. Okay, the primary one is, okay, it's a very elastic one. Primary cell wall is very elastic, okay, and capable of growing, and the component which is present in is hemicellulose. Along with that, okay, and they are present in parenchyma cell and meristematic cells. Primary cell wall, it is mainly elastic and capable of, they'll grow because it is present parenchymatous cells and meristematic cells. And the component which is present in the primary cell wall is hemicellulose. Next, secondary cell wall, okay, it is mainly found in cellulose component which is present, okay, and it is mostly they are covered by collenchyma. When it is collenchyma which is present, okay, it is helpful for mechanical support. Okay, so tertiary cell wall also it is present in the cellulose, okay, and is non-elastic, and they have a pits and intervals. Middle lamella, okay, middle lamella, okay, it is a cementing material, okay, they have a calcium pectate and magnesium pectate component which is present in that one, okay, and they have a lot of intercellular spaces. So the cell wall, it is the cell wall is made up of, okay, cell wall it's made up of four main components: primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, and tertiary cell wall. So primary cell wall, it is elastic, and the secondary one is non-elastic one is cellulose, and tertiary one non-elastic. Middle lamella, it is a cementing material, so it is present parenchyma and meristematic. Secondary one that is present in collenchyma, and tertiary one it is also non-elastic and they have pits and intervals. And middle lamella, it is calcium and magnesium component is present, okay, and the cell wall, it is mainly, okay, the function, okay, it's doing, it is, it gives us strength. The function is give a strength to the cell, okay, it gives a strength, okay, adukku thevayana strength kudukum, and also it is, okay, desiccation, okay, against pathogen, desiccation against pathogens, okay, mainly it is helpful, okay, and production, okay. So cell primary, secondary, tertiary in middle lamella. Middle lamella, they have a calcium pectate and magnesium pectate. It is a cementing material and it is mainly helpful for strength and desiccation against pathogen and production, okay. So this is a cell wall, okay. Next we move to this plasma membrane. So you are asked the questions, okay, supernumerary, okay, supernumerary or B chromosomes, okay. Okay, so it is the chromosome which is small, very small one, okay, and normal, okay. Where it is present? It is present in the flatworms. this kinds of chromosome which is present very small and normal in size, and there it is present in plant worms. Okay, this is a supernumerary chromosomes. Next we move to this. Okay, next we move to this plasma membrane. Okay, plasma membrane or PM or cell membrane we call as CM. Okay, PM, CM. Okay, plasma membrane. Okay, they have several theory. Okay, one is sandwich theory. Okay, sandwich theory. Okay, sandwich model. Okay, unit membrane model, fluid mosaic model. Okay, so fluid mosaic model and sandwich. So sandwich model, it is theory proposed by Danieli and Davidson. So sandwich theory, okay, it is like a sandwich. Okay, so upper layer and lower layer. Okay, the theory is based on the protein and lipid compound which is present in the plasma membrane. Okay, it is like a sandwich, both sides. It is upper layer and lower layer, and in middle one component is present. It is called sandwich theory. When you come to this unit membrane, it is theory. Okay, it's a Robertson is introduced this theory, and it is trilaminar in size. Okay, trilaminar in size. And fluid mosaic theory, it is given by Singer and Nicholson. Okay, Singer and Nicholson, this theory which is proposed. Okay, so main function of this plasma membrane, okay, delimitation. Okay, delimitations. Okay, delimitation and compartmentalization. Okay, delimitation and compartmentalization, which is of cell regulation. Work it's done by this plasma membrane and cell membrane. Delimitation and various compartments. This compartment A, B, C, like it is ordered by this cell regulation. It's plasma membrane, and it's a selective for transport. Okay, selective for transport, and osmo regulation governed by this plasma membrane, right? And deduction of transduction signals. Okay, reduction of transduction signals. Okay, these are the main. Okay, it's a delimitation. It's of this cell regulations, selective transport, especially osmo regulation, and reduction of this transduction signals. It's governed by plasma membrane and cell membrane, and based on this sandwich theory, unit membrane theory, and fluid mosaic theory. Fluid mosaic theory, it is nowadays we are following it. Okay, fluid mosaic theory, we are following it. Next, cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm, it is occur between plasma membrane. Okay, occur between plasma membrane and nuclear envelope. So cytoplasm, it is occur between plasma membrane and this nuclear. It is aqueous one. Okay, and it is mainly the present cytosol. Okay, Next we move to this endomembrane system. Endomembrane system, it is included, okay. So endomembrane system, it is mainly endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi, okay, and this vacuole, which is called as endoplasmic reticulum, okay, endomembrane. So endomembrane system, it is belongs to this endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi bodies, and this Golgi complex or vacuole included. It is called as endomembrane system. Now we are going to see one by one. Endoplasmic reticulum, there are two types. One is rough one and a smooth one. Okay, the rough one, it is mainly they are present based on the ribosome. Okay, based on the ribosome which is present in the cells. Okay, based on the ribosome which is present, it is rough one. It is absent in smooth one. Okay, so main work, when you look at this work of this ribosomes, rough ribosome, it is mainly governed as protein synthesis. Okay, this is lipid synthesis. Lipid synthesis, it's governed by smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and synthesis of protein and this also secretions, and this endoplasmic reticulum, lipid and glycogen. Okay, synthesis. So when you are studying, so endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi, vacuole, and you need to aware of it, who discover this particles or organelles, and if we discover, who named it. Okay, யார் இதை கண்டுபிடிச்சாங்கன்னு நீங்கள் தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. அதே சமயத்தில் யார் இதுக்கு பேர் வச்சாங்கன்னு நீங்கள் தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க, மறந்துடாதீங்க. ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் we move to this. Okay, endoplasmic rough and smooth இருக்கிறத ரைபோசோம் வச்சு ரைபோசோம் இருக்கிறத வச்சு ஸ்மூத் endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum பிரிச்சோம். Smooth one, it is helpful for lipid synthesis and glycogen synthesis, and rough one, it is helpful for protein synthesis. Next we move to this Golgi complex. Golgi, it is discovered by Camillo Golgi. Okay, Golgi complex. Okay, it is discovered by Golgi. It is mainly made up of particles cisternae, vesicle. Okay, cisternae, vesicle. Okay, and vacuole. Okay, so Golgi, it's composed of cisternae, vacuole, okay, and vesicle. Okay, and the cisternae, it is slightly curved in nature. Okay, slightly curved in nature, and this mainly here, okay, they're in the form of either in the form convex model or concave. Okay, either cis formed or transformed. Okay, either they clockwise, it is anti-clockwise. This is running move. And when you move to this Golgi, okay, Golgi, it is also okay called in plants dictyosomes. In plants, the Golgi body, we won't call it Golgi covered plants. It is plant we call as dictyosomes. The main function of this Golgi complex, it is modify and short package of protein. Okay, so it is modif and short package of protein, and mainly transport formation. That's the reason is also called postmaster. Okay, it's a postmaster. Okay, posting protein compound and glycogen compounds, it is packaged and sent it to this particular area. So that's the reason it's also called postmaster of this cell. We call this, okay, Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex or Golgi body. are same main. Okay. In plants, the Golgi complex is also called dictyosomes, and the cistern, it is a convex and concave and cis and transforms. So now we move to this lysosomes. Okay. Lysosome, it is absent in plants. Okay. Lysosome, which is also called as, okay, single membrane. Okay. They have a hydrolytic enzyme. Hydrolytic enzyme which is present. Hydrolytic enzyme which is present in the cell. Okay. Hydrolytic enzyme which is present. Okay. And this enzymes, this lysosome, which is also called suicidal bags. Okay. Suicidal bags, which is we call this, okay, lysosomes mainly. And they have a acidic medium. The pH is 4.4 to 5 maybe. Okay, this is a single membrane hydrolytic enzyme which is present. That's the reason easy to digest and the things. So main the function of this, when function intra and extra cellular digestion. Mainly it's helpful for digestion. Okay. Intra extra cellular digestion, it is help, and secretion of thyroid hormone. Secretion of thyroid hormone, it is helpful. Okay. So this is lysosome. Next we move to this vacuole. So vacuole, okay, so it is the largest organelle in plant. Okay, largest organelle in plants. Okay, so vacuole, it is, okay, another name we called as tonoplast. Okay, so vacuole, it is, they have a different purpose. Okay, they have a either sap vacuole, contractile vacuole. Okay, sap vacuole, contractile vacuole. Okay, so and food vacuole and gas vacuole. Okay, so vacuole, it is based on the functions. Okay, based on the function, they are divided into 4 categories: sap vacuole, contractile vacuole, food vacuole and gas vacuole. Okay, so this is the one. Next we move to this mitochondria. Mitochondria, also it's called as powerhouse of cell. Okay, they can produce ATP and they can perform aerobic respiration and Krebs cycle. Okay, so aerobic respiration and Krebs cycle, and this mitochondria. Okay, so also rod shaped in structure, rod shaped, double layer. Okay, inner and outer membrane. Okay, so it is semi autonomous organelles. Semi autonomous organelles. Okay, they have a circular DNA. Okay, they have a circular DNA. They have a 50S ribosomes. Okay, so what are the content which is present in this mitochondria? Inner membrane, outer membrane. Okay, and they have a cristae Okay, cristae is present. Okay, oxysomes it is present, which is called as elementary particles. Okay, they are divided in the head, tail, and base. Three component which is present. Okay, which is called as F1 to F1. Okay, this is called as a killer. So inner membrane, outer membrane, cristae, and this one. Turgor pressure. Okay, so it is inner membrane, outer membrane, cristae, oxysomes, and elementary particle is present. Mainly they can respirate. Okay, semi-autonomous molecule. Okay, and things. Okay, this mainly it is helpful for Krebs cycle and this respiration. Okay, so it is talk about mitochondria. And also it does perform aerobic oxidative respiration. Okay, so next we move to this plastid. Plastid which is present only plants. Okay, plastid which is present in plants. Plastid which is present in plant. Okay, so plastid is also semi autonomous. Okay, autonomous particle or organelle. Semi autonomous organelles. Okay, right. So they have a various colors. Okay, in this they are divided into three main category. Okay, one is chloroplast, another one is chromoplast, and leucoplast. This is green in color, this is yellow or orange in color. Okay, this is colorless one. Okay, so this is green in color. Okay, so it is yellow. So chloroplast. Okay, this it's green in color, so yellow in color, and this. So component chlorophyll A. Okay, they have a chlorophyll A, B components present. Here they have a carotenoid is present. Okay, so carotenoid is present. But the leucoplast further divided into three. Okay, three category. One is amyloplast, elaioplast, and aleuroplast. Okay, so amyloplast. Okay, so chloroplast further chlorophyll A and B, and chromoplast it is further divided into carotenoid. Leucoplast further divided into amyloplast and elaioplast and aleuroplast. And based on the component they can store it, they divide into. Okay, amyloplast it is they can store carbohydrate material. They can store carbohydrate. Elaio they can store oil and fat component, and alero they can store protein component. Okay, so it's present. Okay, this is a component which is present in the chromoplast. Okay, and not only chromoplast, they have a carotenoid that is also present, xanthophyll component also which is present in the chromoplast. So this is a main. Okay, so next we move to this ribosome. Okay, ribosomes. Okay, ribosome it is they have a two main unit, small and large unit. Okay, small and large unit. So this unit which is discovered ribosome, which is called as Swedberg unit, which is mentioned as capital S, that measurement. Okay, Swedberg unit. Okay, ribosomes, and it's mainly, it is based on the sedimentation coefficient. Okay, so the Swedberg unit mainly talk about sedimentation coefficient 1. Okay, and so mainly the ribosome, it is mainly, it's helpful for protein synthesis, or we called as protein factory. Okay, protein. So ribosome, it is mainly helpful for health. It is small and larger unit which is present in this one. So okay, so and this, it is mainly this ribosome, it is measured by Swedberg unit, it is called as S, and this is based on this sedimentation coefficient, and they have a two kinds of S unit. One is 70S unit and 80S unit. Okay, the ribosome, it is either in the 70S and 80S. The 70S, it is present in the prokaryotic, and 80S is present in the eukaryote. Okay, ribosomes, right? So now some other things. Okay, so next we move to this, some micro bodies. Okay, so the micro bodies are, it's a spherical sacs. Okay, the micro bodies are spherical sac. Okay, they are single membrane, they are spherical sac, they are single membrane, and they have a two vacuoles. Okay, in that one, okay, one is peroxisomes, another one is glyco. Okay, so microbodies, it's a spherical shaped single membrane, and they have a two vacuole, one is peroxisomes, another one is glycosomes. Okay, the peroxisomes, it is mainly, it is helpful for, okay, uridase oxidase. Okay, uridase oxidase. Okay, it is helpful, and mainly it's helpful for, okay, detoxification. Okay, so two vacuole is present, there is mainly helpful for uroxidase, and it is helpful for detoxifications. Okay, and glycosomes, it is mainly present in endosperm of germinating seeds. இது எதில் இருக்குன்னா glycosomes endosperm of germinating seedsல இது இருக்கும். எது இந்த glycosomes. Okay, so mainly, okay, it is helpful, and this peroxisome, it is helpful for another. Okay, it is also helpful for detoxification, and it is also helpful for beta oxidation. Okay, so beta oxidation is mainly helpful for this microbody of peroxisomes, right? Now the last one, we are moving to this cytoskeleton million ones. Okay, cytoskeleton material. Okay, cytoskeleton material, it is a proteinaceous, okay, proteinase filament. Okay, cytoskeleton, it's a proteinase filament in cytoplasm. Okay, it's a proteinase filament which is present in this one. Okay, and So what is the purpose? Their cytoskeleton mainly support and they for movement, motility. Okay, so motile, okay, so which is helpful for motile movements. Okay, the cytoskeleton, it is further divided into three categories. One is microfilament. Okay, it is divided into microfilament and intermediate fibers. Okay, intermediate fiber. So microfilament, intermediate fiber, and microtubules. Okay, microtubules. So microfilament, okay, it is solid protein which is present. Microfilament, they have a solid protein component, it's present. Mainly this microfilament, it is helpful for cleavage. Okay, cleavaging things. And intermediate one fiber, it is mainly they are present in keratin, okay, casein component. Okay, keratin which is present in the skin, casein components which is present in the milk. So it is mainly helpful for anchoring. That one is helpful for cleavage. This one intermediate fiber is mainly helpful for anchoring one. Okay, and microtubules, it is globular protein. Okay, globular protein. So this globular protein, they have a hollow in structure. They have a lot of hollow tube-like structures which is present in those. Okay, I said it, cytoskeleton, it is a proteinaceous filament in the cytoplasm. It is mainly helpful for support and movement. So they are divided into three categories: microfilament, intermediate fiber, and microtubules. So it is a solid protein which is present in the microfilament. Intermediate, they have a keratin and casein compounds present. It helpful for anchoring. And microtubule, which is present in globular protein, which is with cilia, a halo tube which is present. Okay, next the last one. Okay, this cilia and flagella. Okay, cilia and flagella. Cilia and flagella. So this is also for a movement. Okay, cilia and flagella which is helpful for the movement. Okay, so it is hair like outgrowth. Cilia and flagella, they are more like it's a hair like outgrowth. Okay, so cilia, it is mainly, okay, cilia, it is mainly for, okay, production, and this is it helpful for movement. Okay, this flagella either in the form of 9+2 flagella or 9+0 which is present in the forms. Okay, these are the things we have seen it. Okay, so what does we have seen it till now? So what is cell types? They are unicellular and multicellular. They are prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Either the plant cell, they are animal cell. And this in plant cell, animal cell, what are the organelles is present? Cell wall, mitochondria, chloroplast, plastid, and this nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, and lysosome, and peroxisome, glycosomes like component we have seen it. Okay. Is it wrong? So now we move to this. So Turgor, you asked the question is Turgor pressure. Okay. Okay. So this pressure, which is mainly is used in this membrane. Okay. Which is used is this Turgor pressure mainly used in plasma membrane, PM or CM. Okay, so this pressure which is helpful in this PM and CM, okay, plasma membrane or in the cell membrane. Okay, so mainly it is against the cell wall. This is a pressure which is helpful for against the cell wall. Okay, so it is also this Turgor pressure. It is also called hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure. Okay, so this is against the cell wall, it is hydrostatic pressure. So the pressure it is, okay, pressure is measured by fluid. Pressure is measured by a fluid, okay. So set 10 points, okay. So either the flow of water, okay, the flow of water when you move to this plasma membrane, and this one, so against the cell wall, the hydrostatic pressure it's like a production, they give it, they won't allow this unnecessary pressure which is inside this cell wall. Thank you. So we will see it in the next class.